Come on, Bitsy.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Crypto Warehouse. My name is Mike. It is the 24th of September. That's right, 24th of September, 11 a.m. Central European Time. We are live, as we always are, Monday to Friday at 11 o'clock. And we have obviously some news that we're going to tell you about in a minute. We are doing a special live stream tomorrow night. But for today's stream, you can just call me Mystic Mike because I predicted exactly what happened yesterday. Not quite down to the dollar, but give or take $50 or $60. And we'll go through that again in a bit. A few good mornings. Bullish Bull is here. Kishan, Hidden Agendas. Morning to you all. We have a busy show. We are starting on time and we are not going to overrun today, I promise. Everything we're going to do is we're going to do this in roughly 1 hour, an hour and 5 minutes. That's it. This is not going to be a 2-hour show today. Bottom left-hand corner, We absolutely cracked 169,000. We gained over 1,000 followers yesterday. 1,000 followers in a day. 31,000 to go by the end of the year. I think we are on track. So if you are new here, if you don't follow us, press your follow button or your subscribe button, or whatever button it is in front of you. Title of the show today, $60,000 or moon. Which direction are we going to go in? I'm going to give you, hopefully, my indications later on when we get to talk about Bitcoin. But I do think, as Hidden Agendas has suggested, $85,000, let's go. I do think we should be looking up towards breaking $65,000. Look at where we are. Nearly $64,000. We're almost there. So what are we going to talk about then today? We're going to talk about Bitcoin dominance again. Yes, we covered it yesterday, but we're going to cover it again today because it's somebody else's opinion. Remember, don't take my opinion. Don't take anybody else's opinion. Combine them all together and make your own decision. Telegram has got some new terms and conditions regarding its data. We're going to talk about Plutos, Plutos, whatever you want to call it. That is connecting Cardano to Bitcoin. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the Hong Kong CBDC. We're going to talk about the hamster airdrop happening this week. We're going to talk about the top 5 meme coins, which are listed by one of my favorite websites. It gives you a nice list of meme coins. So we'll go through them. And the poll question of the day is, of course, do you hold Mu? Mu being our sponsor, as you can see there. And that leads us on to talk about something very important. And that is that tomorrow night, we have our Mu night. So if you are new here, or if you're new here, should I say, we are going to go over Mu tomorrow night in the studio, live on cameras. We are going to be giving away Mu on the stream. So if you want to take part in that, you know where we are. You found us today. Stick at it. So that is tomorrow night. And we are really looking forward to that. Let me tell you. We try not to do them every Wednesday night because they are really tiring. Believe it or not, if we're starting at 11, if we start streaming at 11 in the morning, we're normally starting at about 8 o'clock in the morning. And then if we do the 7 p.m. stream, that doesn't get finished till 8:30. We're not normally home till 9:30, 10 o'clock. It's a 14-hour day. It is a long, long day, and we do work in the middle as well. So Thursday, we might not have our daily stream if we do the Wednesday night special. Anyway, back to the charts. Market cap, nearly $2.25 trillion. One thing I haven't mentioned in a while is my target is 8 to 10 trillion. We hit 6 trillion. I think we hit 6 trillion in the last bull run. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we hit 3 trillion. But I've got a target. We might have actually hit 3 trillion, but I've got a target in my head of about 8 trillion for us to get to in this bull run. And that really is 4x from here, 3.5x from here. It's possible. We're up 0.5%. Volume still is absolutely nowhere. Dominance is still coming in over 70%, 70.6%. Really not a lot to talk about, except ETH gas has gone through the roof. Normally that's about 4, 5 or 6. It's at 33. And again, what should we say about that? Fear and greed is ticking up. It's up to 51. That was down in the 30s not so long ago. Bitcoin coming in just under 64,000. ETH 2660. Tether, the most ridiculous investment I have made in my life was buying $100 of Tether. It hasn't moved in 4 years. It's the worst of all of my assets for performance. BNB over $600. Solana just a touch under 150, which is where I said we should be looking to go to. XRP coming in just under 60 cents. Gainers and losers, Arweave, Celestia. I didn't include it in today's show, but Celestia has raised, I think it's $100 million. So they're pumping on that news. Dog with Hat is up, Stacks, Lido is up, ICP. NEAR has broken $5. That's what we want to see. I'm a big fan of NEAR. I'm a big fan of ICP. Loads of people hate ICP, and that's perfectly fine. I'm also a big fan of NEAR. Jasmine is up just a touch. Ronin And losers. Monero is down a touch, potentially on the news that we've heard about Telegram that we're going to talk about in a minute. Immutable X is down a touch, Helium is down a touch, not many losers today. That's pretty much it from the markets. Not a lot to go through. So let's get over to have a look at some X files before we get into the meat and bones of the show then. I am trying to keep an eye on chat. Irfan, good morning to you. Irfan does not look happy in chat. Yo to you too. I hope you are well. Right then. Mu. This is the poll question of the day, as I've said to you. The poll question of the day is, do you hold Mu? Mu has become the 4th largest meme coin on Solana by market cap. There you go. Dog with hat, Bonk, Popcat, Mu, and Boom. Now, I hold a little bit of Bonk. I have a little bit of Mu, which is going to be given away in tomorrow night's stream. And I held Book of Meme. But the one thing I didn't tell you yesterday was I sold my Book of Meme to buy the pies to then go and show you how pied staking works. So I don't hold Boom anymore, and I did. I held it for a very long time. I think I sold it at par, maybe. I think I sold it at par, but I needed some money to go and look at pies. But back to Mu. Mu's got a long way to go to get to Popcat and Bonk and Dog with Hat. But remember, I've picked 3 meme coins for the bull run. I'm going to go through my 3 picks when we get to the top 5 memes later on. But please do not fade Mu. They are everywhere. And I know they sponsor the show. We were making videos about Mu before they sponsored the show. Right then, Hodl Capital have started to publish this, and I think it's worth including. And that is, there are only 5.9% of Bitcoin remaining to be mined. We have gone over 94%. The total supply is 19.76 million, so there's really 1.24 million left to mine. That's it. That is all you've got left. Good morning, Eugene from Trump country. I hope you're well. I was talking about that in one of the Telegram groups, and Kamala Harris is outspending Donald Trump by $5 million a day, and she's losing pretty much everywhere. No matter what the press say, she's not in a good position. So I don't think it's boding well for her. So there's only 5.9% of Bitcoin left to mine. It's pretty much in total circulation. Now, this is one of the differences when you talk about gold and you compare it to Bitcoin. A Bitcoin is a scarcer asset than gold. Any day, any week, any month, somebody in Africa or Asia or even in Europe could hit a seam of gold worth billions and billions of dollars worth of gold and completely destroy the supply of gold. They found in Ghana, was it, or Gambia, they found enough gold to be mined for the next 75 years or something like that. Or they found a mine that had 75% of the amount of gold in existence. There are asteroids, I believe, flying around in outer space that are just pretty much made of gold. So when you have an asset like gold and you say it's scarce and it holds its value and all this kind of thing, just remember, it's not as scarce as Bitcoin. There are, of course, other cryptocurrencies that have a lower circulating supply that are in complete circulation, yes, but not at the $1.3, $1.4 trillion market cap that Bitcoin is. So it's the biggest, scarcest asset in the world. And a lot of people that compare it to gold don't realize that somebody tomorrow could dig 1 million tons of gold out of the ground. They won't be allowed to, bear in mind, but it's still possible. Moving swiftly and firmly on. If you have time, could you check the GFI chart? I certainly will. I'll do it before I go to look at Bitcoin dominance. If ETH clears this resistance and makes a higher high Why is my phone making noise when it is supposed to be on silent? That is the question. If ETH clears this resistance and makes a higher high, we'll likely see a larger push for alts, as ETH is the primary liquidity driver for most alts. Others, alts outside of the top 10, also close to higher highs. It all lines up if a Bitcoin break of 65,000 takes place. Remember, we are a week away from October. Now, I am not saying that we're going to open the curtains on October the 1st and there's going to be snow white birds flying around singing us songs, and there's going to be rainbows coming out of the sea, and there's going to be dolphins singing to us, and Bitcoin's going to be at $85,000. I don't mean that. But October is the best month for Bitcoin. It's on average 23-24% up in October, and I think it's 11 years out of 14. So we've got high hopes for October that we should get a 20% pump. Now, a 20% pump from here takes you to that number in the bottom right-hand corner, which is 74,000, that I've had on that screen there for, well, March. And I am waiting to update it with my next target. And remember, that isn't a target that we're expected to hit every week. That's my kind of medium-term target. Now, then if we get to 86,000, my next target after that might be 102,000. So it's my kind of like short to medium term goal for Bitcoin. And we've retraced 30% on a couple of occasions since I put that up there, but that's the target. Now, coincidentally, that's also the local high that we had back in April, whenever it was, 73,800. So yes, it does tie in with that, and it's not there because of that, it's there because that's where I thought we were going to go to. And we did, nearly. So if we do break out today, and we are looking ever so likely, we are what, $1,000 away, then we will put in a higher high for the first time in 6 months. We could break the downward channel and we could pump to 67, 68,000. Again, we'll look at that in a minute. But if you look at how the alts are performing, so if we very quickly go and look at, I think, is it called Bubble Maps? Have I got the wrong one now? I think I've got the wrong one. What's it called? Not Bubble Maps. Bubble Crypto. There's two of them. I always get them confused. Crypto Bubbles. Here we go. So if you go and have a look at this, I don't include this because lots of other streamers do, and I don't see the point of doing it. So on the hour, we are fairly up. On the day, we are fairly up. On the week, look how much some of these alts are up on the week. Popcat, Sui, Say, Tau, even Hex. I didn't even know Hex still existed. Aptos, IMX, 34% gainers. Dupe, 14. Sol, 12. AVAX, 16. This is the weekly chart. Okay, now monthly is a different situation entirely. We still haven't recovered massively, but still some of them, FET, one of my picks, Sui, Tau, they are still doing really well. So the alts are going as well. It's not just Bitcoin this time. The alts are coming up, and remember, they've got a long way to come back from. You know, if we look at NEAR, for example, NEAR was $6 or $7, and it's just broken 5. You know, you look at Dog with Hat. Dog with Hat was way up at $4 or $5, and it's now getting back towards what, $2 or $3. So even though we're having massive pumps, we're not quite there yet. So let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes. Matthew is correct. We're at that point now where we are starting to break out of that kind of downward range. Now, this is a bit of a recap, okay? And I'm not going to go through this word by word. 2 weeks ago, you had a couple of people on Twitter basically saying that BlackRock and an exchange were paper trading. Okay, Tyler Durden it was, and Tyler Durden was basically saying that BlackRock are getting IOUs from Coinbase, from an exchange, and I said at the time that's not quite how it works, and I was talking about the T-1, T-2. That's the transaction length between you placing an order and you receiving the physical asset. Now, what degen bros and crypto people I don't know how to phrase this, but they were trying to suggest that BlackRock was not trading by the book. And I said at the time, that's absolutely ridiculous. It's BlackRock. They fought tooth and nail to get their hands on this asset. They are not going to break the rules to do this. And yes, they've been fined in the past for different things, but this is a different kettle of fish. So Eric Balchunas, who we followed on here for a while, it talks about here, BlackRock runs their own blockchain node, and every night they pull the Bitcoin balances from their wallet addresses, validating the Bitcoin held. They will show this to institutional clients upon request, but they will not publish it because they will get spammed. Very true. This is not amateur hour. BlackRock has 500 ETFs, probably more, which store the holdings with custodians and have been doing this for decades without a hitch. Okay, so all this BS that you have seen about BlackRock not holding the money and it being paper, it's all rubbish. It's all balderdash. I said it at the time and I'm saying it again now. You don't listen to that FUD that you see spreading around. There is no difference between that FUD and the FUD about CZ that we had 2 years ago. It's rubbish, okay? You've got a bunch of kids in shorts and t-shirts, feet up, looking at their laptops saying, hey dude, I don't think BlackRock are doing this properly, causing a stir on Twitter because that's where their echo chamber is. Listen, that's not the real world. You know, it's not the real world. It's not how the real world works. These are the big boys now. These are the guys in suits. And like I said, he is without whatever it is, throw the first stone. I get that. And BlackRock have done things in the past, but not to the scale of what they are suggesting they are doing. Now then, Michael Saylor, any individual family, company or country can copy MicroStrategy and enjoy the same outperformance. Top 10 performing stocks in the S&P since August the 10th, 2020. That's 4 years. 4 years. They are up 1,071% in 4 years. Nvidia, which is the other absolute unicorn, is up 940%. And then, as you can see further down, there are probably some names there that you don't care about. There's petroleum, there's oil, there's aerospace, there's Eli Lilly, and then a couple of other companies. But look, and I'm not saying it's 260%, it's probably more like 250%, 240% a year, but compounded it's 1,071%. That's not bad, is it? You put $100 into their stock 4 years ago, you would now have what, $1,070? It's not a bad return, is it? Not a bad return. Now then, before we go and have a look at the first article, let's have a quick look at GFI for Eugene. I don't think I've looked at GFI for a very long time. Let's look at this one. I think it looked at this when I produced the charts. I keep forgetting, don't I? That the Oracle streamed last night, and the Oracle uses mythical charts that I just don't understand. Let's have a quick look. Ooh, that's a good range. That is a solid range. Now, Goldfinch is a decent project. If you've never seen Goldfinch Protocol, let's have a look. I was supposed to get my new glasses last Friday, by the way, and they didn't arrive. So I'm still being Mr. Mouse doing this, and it's not the great. So real yields from real companies, really. This is a tokenization platform. You're getting 7.6% there on the USDC pool. There's $100 million in active loans and $100,000 a month in revenue, roughly. And for a company of this size, this isn't bad at all. And I think I've included these in a couple of lists. Not sponsored by them, never been paid by them to make a video. It's just a good project. Let's get rid of this. So what do I think of the price action? Well, first of all, we've kind of been in this downward channel. Let's just make this an easier color to read. We've been in this kind of downward channel now for, let's probably take it from there, maybe, for a little while. We're below the bull market support band. What I would say is when we broke through, we didn't even touch the sides. Actually, that's the wrong one. Give me a second. There we go. Try again. So we've come down. We failed. We failed. We failed. We failed. And failed. And failed again. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, potentially 6 times we've failed to break up through the bull market support band. Now, doesn't matter. We are a year before the end of the bull run potentially. So level I would look for. First of all, this is the best price to buy this at. If you look at where we were at the start of this year, this was our resistance point and we broke it. And yes, we ripped up to $5.40. But look, as well as not breaking above the bull market support band, we have bounced off this fib level, which is about $2.05. Okay, we've bounced off that 4 times. That's solid. So we've used previous resistance as support. And again, if we're looking upwards, I would suggest that this is going to easily get towards $3 when we break out next. After that, you're looking probably at this level up here. Again, I'm not picking whole numbers here, but I'm looking at previous levels of resistance and support. So I would say break 3, head towards 4, but this could be a runner in the bull run. Okay, so whether you're picking it up now at $2, $2.30, $2.40, $2.60, $3, this is a solid coin. I'm going to leave that on the chart. We'll look at it again. If Eugene reminds me in a month's time when we've pumped, this is what I think is going to happen. There we go. There's my prediction for Goldfinch. So I think by November, we're going to be over $4 just. There's my prediction. What's that? That's a 60% pump, 65% pump. There you go, Eugene. Hope that helps. Right then, let's get on with the show. And again, the alts are going to run in October and November and December. It's not just going to be Bitcoin that runs in October, but if Bitcoin does 25%, the chances are that the alts can do 10, 20%. Some will do 40, 50%, yes. But the market should not outperform Bitcoin. So even though we talked yesterday about Ethereum going to $3,000, that's only a 15% pump. If Bitcoin does a 25% pump from here, the Bitcoin ETH dominance will still continue down, or the ETH Bitcoin dominance will still continue to go down. That's what we're keeping an eye on. We're not saying that Bitcoin is going to go up and everything else comes down. That's not how it works. If Bitcoin is worth $1 today and it's worth $1.50 in a month's time, and Ethereum is worth $1 today and $1.40 in a month's time, they've both gone up 40 and 50%, but Bitcoin has gone up more. That's the point of looking at Bitcoin dominance and the ETH Bitcoin chart and the Solana Bitcoin chart. It's to look at them comparative to each other. You know, is it now more expensive to eat rice or pasta? Do you now eat rice or pasta more because one of them has gone up less? Again, it's all comparisons. Bitcoin dominance weakens as Bitcoin holds 63,000. Will altcoins surge? I don't know if Bitcoin dominance has weakened. I'm not sure we've really weakened an awful lot. Right, let's move on very quickly. Remember, you also need to smash the like button. We've got really, really few likes today. We don't have a lot of likes. So if you could hit the like button, I'd greatly appreciate that. Right, so very quickly have a look at Bitcoin dominance. Again, I don't think it's really weakened. We're still... we're still going up at a 30-degree angle. I mean, okay, yes, we came down from 58.6. I suppose you could say we've weakened, but this is not a weak chart. And I wouldn't say this was a weak chart. I think we maybe have hopped up a little bit. There we go, leave that there. Bitcoin faces altcoin pressure. True in some respects, I suppose. Bitcoin bears have been thwarted. Have thwarted another breakout attempt, maintaining pressure above 62k, 63.4 at press. A reversal towards 70 may not be imminent. Some analysts predict a rebound. Others suggest Bitcoin dominance might be topping out, hinting at a potential dip. Could this set the stage for an altcoin season? Remember, altcoin season really is altcoins perform better against Bitcoin. That's it. So if Bitcoin goes up 5% and all of the alts combined go up 10%, that's classed as an altcoin season. Bitcoin dominance has played a crucial role. We know. The chart below revealed a divergence showing Bitcoin's all-time high of 73k in March. I can't see that on the chart, but then again, I can't see the chart very well. This hints at a growing altcoin interest, with investors viewing them as less risky alternatives to Bitcoin amid its value surge. ETH's recent price action supported this hypothesis. As ETH outpaced Bitcoin, it did indeed. We are at 26.6, that is correct. Altcoin investors monitoring Bitcoin's crucial resistance level for a potential surge. This could be the key. Diversification signals potential market top. Tau, yeah, we don't need to talk too much about that. Let's go look at the Bitcoin chart. Now, one thing I will say is that if you follow the likes of Ben Cowan, he is going to tell you to hold Bitcoin for 2 years, because Bitcoin will outperform everything on the way down and the majority of the way up, and he will be right. However, you need to be watching the market from time to time. And a lot of people that watch this show, and I know you're all, maybe you'll watch one show a week or one show a month just to catch up on what's going on, and I get that. And what you got to understand is that it's all well and good, Ben Cowan or anybody else telling you should just hold Bitcoin. Yes, you should. And if you're holding it for 10 years, it's going to do exceptionally well. But if you want to trade, or if you want to buy into alts and have a diversified portfolio, then you need to be buying Ethereum, you need to be buying maybe Solana and XRP and AVAX and TON and all these other coins. Then the alt season, the Bitcoin season, it shouldn't bother you too much whether Bitcoin is ahead now in the race. If this is a marathon and Bitcoin leads the race for 80% of the marathon. So for 20 miles out of 24 miles, Bitcoin is always in the lead. But then the alts will always overtake it because Bitcoin gets tired at the very end. So having a Bitcoin heavy portfolio is always advisable. And we say 60-40 is the rule that we have. So 30% in Bitcoin, 30% in Ethereum. That should be your top 2 coins. And if you've held that over a fairly long period of time, you've made some serious gains. And then 40%, you should maybe have 20% in some top 10, top 20 coins. And then maybe you should have some AI coins, real world asset coins. And if you have to have them, get some meme coins along the way. But having Bitcoin as a third of your portfolio really is a must. I'm not going to say 100% of your portfolio should be Bitcoin, but a good third. Because in 25 years' time, if you said to me, you have to put your family, your house, and everything on one crypto asset existing in 25 years' time, which one would it be? I'm always going to pick Bitcoin. I'm never going to pick Ethereum or Solana or anything else. Now, take Ethereum and Solana, for example. The one thing that isn't monitored in this chart, if we go back to the thing that we look at the start of every show, we look at dominance up here, Bitcoin and Ethereum. Now, if you scroll down, Solana is a fifth of the size of Ethereum, okay? It's got a long way to go to catch it. Now, we spoke yesterday about Franklin Templeton moving to Solana. We've talked about PayPal being on Solana. We've talked about Bitcoin coming to Solana. We talk about Solana mobile phones all the time. We talk about the metrics. Now, in 10 years' time, there is a very good possibility that Solana can catch up to Ethereum. Maybe even overtake Ethereum's market cap. I'm not saying to overtake its metrics, like its revenue generation or anything like that, but in terms of its market cap, it can. I don't think anything is ever going to flip Bitcoin. I maybe 4 or 5 years ago, when we were talking about maybe Ethereum has a chance to overtake Bitcoin, yes. I think it's 4 times the market cap of Ethereum. It has all the ETF money coming into it. So everything below here, everything below Bitcoin is fair game. Toncoin, XRP, Solana, BNB, Cardano. If we go forward 5 years, we might find that this top 10 is made up of Avalanche, Chainlink, Near, ASI, Uniswap, Sui. They could all be the top 10 in 5 years' time. And nothing on the screen there is. That's how it's worked in the past. And yes, we've got bigger market caps, but there's a good chance that XRP, Ton, Cardano might not be in the top 10. Look at Litecoin. Litecoin is where now? Litecoin is in 20th position. That was 2nd or 3rd 5 years ago. Now it's 20th. So this isn't a static chart. It's a living, breathing ecosystem. And Bitcoin will always be number 1 in my opinion. So when we look at what Bitcoin does, it's important that you have it in your portfolio as a major shareholder of your portfolio. And that's why we spend so long looking at the DXY, Bitcoin dominance, ETH, Bitcoin, are the alts breaking up? And yes, they'll break up, but in 5 years' time, Bitcoin's still going to be there. Now, the key that some people think to a change is, if I bring this down, breaking that line there. If I draw, now I'm going to have to figure out how to draw arrows. There we go. That is the previous high. It's 65,090. And this is where we came to yesterday, which is a terrible line. And that is coming in at 64.8. Now, we didn't get back to 65. We didn't break it. We had a run at it and it failed. And then what did we do? We had a breakdown. And this is what I was telling you at the start of the show. I said we needed to hold this line here, which was 62.6, which was wrong. The line we needed to hold, and forgive me, I don't have my glasses on, was 62,690. And we came down to 62,700. So had I been able to see properly, I would have been $10 out, not $100 out. And that's what we needed to hold. Now, my problem is this one of these? Are we now going to arc and start to come back down towards, let's borrow one of these lines. Are we going to start coming down towards somewhere near this level, 60,000? Are we going to break back below the top? Are we going to fall below the bottom? Are we going to come back to 60,000? I don't know which one's going to happen, but the way things are looking is we wicked and came straight back up. That fills me with a bit of confidence. If we look at what happened in the previous attempt, we came up and we basically just wet the bed and came straight back down. We haven't done that this time. I always talk about coming up and testing this line. Well, we've tested it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. So we've held it for 5 days. Here, we broke down on the 4th day. So this was 4 and this was 5. So are we forming support on the top of the bull market support band? Because if we are, then we are going to go in this direction. And when we talk about October, it's a week away. Okay, maybe we pump now. Maybe we go on the 24th or 25th of September. Maybe we don't have a red September, and maybe we go up. And if we do go up, where are we going to go to? Which is the next question. So if we break 65, let's borrow that back again. So let's say we get back above this line. Where do we have to take out next? Well, for me, I would want to see, because I don't really consider that one down there a line. I think we need to break that line there, which is 68,000. That's what I would want to see. If we come up to 66 and do nothing, for me, that really isn't much for me, because I don't consider that 65,000. Oh my goodness, mouse. So if we draw this line, this trend line, and let's say we just draw it from about here, it doesn't really matter. It's just a general direction, okay? So that, I suppose probably better take it from the tops, haven't we? So if we do that, then there is a huge chance that everything converges at this line, which is 68,000. So for me, it's not 65, it's 68. We have to break 68 to break the downward channel, because this down here, I don't consider these to be lower highs, but lots of people do. So they're obviously cleverer than me, but I think we need to break 68,000 to go on our merry little way. Now then, I have, as always, completely overrun. So let's get in gear and get through the rest of these articles. Telegram is to provide more user data to government after CEO's arrest. The changes come after the app's chief executive, Pavel Durov, was arrested in France. Now, Telegram on Monday made significant changes to its privacy terms. The app will now share information such as a user's IP address and phone number with judicial authorities in case of potential criminal conduct. The changes come after Telegram's CEO was arrested in France. Now, excuse me, we don't need to read any more of this, but I'm going to give you my opinion on it. Now, there is a saying where I come from, which is, you can do what you want in the privacy of your own home. Okay, and I kind of agree with that. I do kind of agree. Apart from, obviously doing anything untoward, but in general, you can watch what you want and do what you want in your own house. Telegram isn't your own house. WhatsApp isn't your own house. Now, I talk a lot about trade-offs, and in crypto, there's a lot of trade-offs. You need KYC, you need anti-money laundering, you need things like Turbo Cash to be shut down. You need to have a certain level of privacy, but you cannot have carte blanche privacy for everything on the internet, okay? There are bad actors out there. Now, where there is an overreach and where there is a grey area is what gives these authorities the right to look at your information. And that's a different conversation. But at the end of the day, you cannot allow a company like WhatsApp or Telegram to have a 100% private, anonymous app. You cannot have that in this day and age. There are far too many bad actors in the world that will do this. A good example, a few years ago in the UK, BlackBerry, which is an old type of mobile phone, they were being used by criminals to arrange things because it was outside of what the police could actually track. And then the police caught up and they found out a way to track them. They worked with BlackBerry, right? So in this instance, this is no difference. You can't have a privacy app. You shouldn't be allowed a privacy app. Now, again, as I said, it comes down to what is the definition of privacy. Should you be allowed to have a conversation with your wife without anybody reading it? Absolutely. Should you be able to have your kids go to school safely and not have their whereabouts tracked? Absolutely, okay? But all of those things I'm talking about are an overreach from a government body. What this has to be able to do is stop criminal activity. And you can't have everybody sending everybody anything they want, carte blanche, without any repercussions. So when this arrest happened in France, you have to remember, it wasn't France on its own that instigated this. This was the European Union, probably in conjunction with America. And this was a case of sitting Pavel down and saying, listen, you can't do this. The world is a dangerous place. You are going to have to play by the rules. And yes, you're going to have the freedom advocates screaming that it's the elites and the Illuminati, they're all taking over the world. Listen, I would rather live a safe life knowing that these people are being tracked wherever they want to go, whether it be the internet, whether it be WhatsApp, whether it be Telegram. And we just have to play by the rules, and we should play by the rules. So if you're against this, just think of what the consequences are of having a completely secure and private telecommunications system that can go globally without any recourse or any tracking whatsoever. The amount of chaos that could be caused by that is insurmountable, and we can't allow that to happen. So this arrest, for me, was he was never nothing was gonna happen to him. This was him being in France. He could have been in Germany, he could have been in London. It was going to happen, and he would have been sat down by the right people, maybe Interpol sat him down and explained what was going on, and he had to play by the rules. And it's as simple as that. And as long as the information that is passed on to governments is not a direct API feed so they can go and read what they want and who they want and have industrial espionage going on, then I'm happy with it. Now then, we talked a lot about Zeus on the Solana blockchain. There is your favourite man. He always looks like he's squinting, always looks like he needs to put his glasses back on. Cardano is now interoperable with Bitcoin. So, Cardano now interoperable with Bitcoin. First sentence, Cardano is not interoperable with Bitcoin. So clearly there is a typo in here, and I think that should say now interoperable. The product will boost access between both protocols and extend to Ethereum very soon. Cardano has continued to push innovations to enhance current growth. All networks are keen on attaining interoperability, which is crucial to their growth. He revealed a seamless Plutus V3-based smart contract bridge between Bitcoin and Cardano. What are the features? It will allow Bitcoin users to send ADA, manage or stake them on any Cardano pool without additional software or wallet. It leverages a Cardano smart contract language known as ICANN and CIP69, which enhances the address's programmability. The smart contract has a multi-validator responsible for facilitating transactions. The developer is confident that these capabilities can go to the EVM. Now, I've talked about this a lot, and interoperability is our third key word on this channel. We have adoption of users, we have regulation by governments, and we have interoperability of blockchains. Those are the three tenets of Crypto Warehouse that we think if those three things happen, we are going to have a multi-blockchain entity that people can communicate with seamlessly and not really care or know what blockchain they are on. We're not going to go off on that tangent anyway. So, why is this important? Because Charles, many moons ago, talked about using ADA to validate other blockchains. So you could stake your ADA natively on Cardano, and that would allow you to also use your ADA, for example, to secure the Solana blockchain. What does that mean in English? It means you can earn staking rewards from different blockchains. So you could earn ADA from the Solana blockchain. You could earn Solana from the Solana blockchain. That's what he talked about maybe 2 years ago. Now, if he's connecting up to Bitcoin, what does that do? That gives Cardano access to $1.4 trillion worth of liquidity and Bitcoin. So once this is in place, once these smart contracts connect via Plutus between Bitcoin and Cardano, Charles and the people that work for him will find a way to extract value from that, because that's the point. Maybe you'll be able to use Bitcoin to secure the Cardano blockchain. So you can stake your Bitcoin directly on the Bitcoin chain on a layer 2 maybe, and earn Cardano. There's the other possibility, maybe you'll be able to extract Bitcoin value from staking Bitcoin and earning ADA in Bitcoin. I don't know the exact answers, but I know this is what he has been working on for some time. And he's gone for the big dog, which is Bitcoin. So all in all, the connection to Bitcoin is the next probably big frontier. You've got Solana, which now has a synthetic Bitcoin, and you've got Zeus connecting Solana SVM directly to Bitcoin. You've got Cardano doing it. Remember, Bitcoin is nearly 60% of all of crypto. If you can tap into that, then you're going to release a lot of value in the blockchain. Moving swiftly on, we have, actually, you know what? We've got 13 minutes. We'll get through this. Hong Kong's EHKD, Hong Kong Dollar Project, expands into tokenization and programmability. Again, we don't need to read through all the details of this. It's launched its second phase of the Hong Kong Dollar, digital Hong Kong Dollar. 21 financial institutions working on 11 use cases for the central bank digital currency. The new phase of the project will have its own sandbox and last about a year. Hang Seng Bank, Aptos Lab, and Boston Consulting Group will test the commercial value of settling a tokenized fund using digital money on a public blockchain. The HKMA emphasized in a statement that the project will continue to advance the tech and legal groundwork to support the potential issuance of an EHKD. Other use cases to be considered are quite specific. So Visa, ANZ, which is a bank I believe, Fidelity, China AMC will explore near real-time settlement for interbank transfers and cross-border payments, as well as delivery versus payment DVP through EHKD and tokenized deposits. Now, the one thing that you will be saying right now is, why is this not using Ripple? And my answer to that would be very simply, Ripple is a US-based company, probably going to float at some point next year in America. And what that means in simple terms is China is probably not going to want to use an American-based company to provide all of the backbone for this. So I would imagine that they are going to go down the route of doing it themselves. So the Digital Hong Kong Dollar Project kicked off in 2021. They are spending a long time building this out. Let's put it that way. So we don't need to read any more of that. That's pretty much it. So if you see this and you're wondering, right, it doesn't involve Ripple, I would say anything to do with Hong Kong is to do with China, and anything to do with China is not going to involve Ripple. If we were talking about South America, Brazil, for example, I would say that you would be looking more at Ripple down that neck of the woods rather than the likes of Aptos, certainly. Comment from Kishan. DBS Bank of Singapore is now having Bitcoin trading and payment options. Yes, I think there's a few of them that I have seen in the last 6 months at least that are starting to open up Bitcoin trading and Bitcoin products as well. There's a few ETFs around the world which are now being offered by certain banks, and you know, the likes of Canada, Singapore, obviously London and places like that, they have got these ETF products that are being offered to their high net worth individuals. And if you're wondering why, it's easier to offer 100,000 people a product than it is to offer 10 million people a product. You know, the likes of Revolut, for example, which is a fairly big bank now in Europe, they have been offering Bitcoin for about 2 or 3 years now. But the banks themselves, you know, the HSBCs, the Santanders, the Barclays, banks like that, they are going to have to find a way of allowing people to buy crypto without trading it. And then you're going to have, like, you know, you've got IG, for example, and all the different trading platforms. They're going to want to have maybe a little bit more of a secondary product, specifically for retail, maybe. Right then, moving very quickly on, we have 9 minutes left. We've managed to catch up. Hamster Combat airdrop date set. Here's all you need to know. Hamster Combat, 2 projects I reviewed over the same weekend, Catterton and Hamster Combat. Catterton is very good. It makes a lot of money, but the big one is Hamster Combat. It is a behemoth of a project. The number of users, the number of YouTube subscribers they have, the number of Telegram users they have, the number of Twitter followers they have, every single metric is off the scale for Hamster Combat. However, I'm still going to sell it. I'm not holding this token because it falls under the category of gaming tokens, and what the gaming tokens do, they go to zero. I'm going to sell it. That's before I even get into the article. So 89% pretty much of tokens will be distributed immediately. 2.3 million accounts disqualified due to cheating. Good. They will reserve 15% of token supply for Season 2. The developers of a clicker game with a huge number of players in Telegram unveiled all the details. An ex-post revealed that 75 billion of the 100 billion tokens available for the project will be for the community. I've already gone through all of this in my video. From the total 60 billion, 88.75 will go to eligible users. That will be a lot less than it's saying. I think that's supposed to say 53.25 billion, not 5,225 billion tokens. 6.75 billion tokens will be locked and granted every month, and they've been sent to exchanges already. We know about that. There is a vesting strategy involved. 300 million people have got involved with this since March. Absolutely ridiculous number of people. 131 million people are going to get crypto tokens. So if we want to thank Hamster Combat for anything, it's bringing potentially 20-30 million people to crypto, because most of those people in Hamster Combat are already in crypto, but I think maybe a quarter likely new to crypto, which is absolutely fantastic. So the eligibility, 300 million people entered, 131 of them will be eligible, which is great. Some of them were banned. Happy days. Again, have we got any details of the dates? Does it not mention the dates in here? Because as far as I'm aware, it's going to be starting really, here we go. So the airdrop is the 26th of September, which is 2 days from now, which is Thursday. So Thursday, the airdrop will happen. And I imagine Thursday or Friday, the token will be traded. The exchange that you are currently watching me on, they have various different Hamster Combat promotions going on. Some have got launch pools and others have got deposits and things like that. One has got a pre-minting option. So make sure to go and check out your exchange, because Hamster Combat is going to be big. But as I said, in my video, I said I was going to hold on to it. However, I also said if the coin price pumps, I'm going to sell it. And if it dumps, I might buy more and then sell it. I don't know what's going to happen with the price, but put it this way. If there are, let's say, what was the number? 60 billion tokens. It's not going to have a $60 billion market cap, so it's not going to be $1. It's not going to have a $6 billion market cap, so it's not going to be 10 cents. It's likely to have, I would say, a $2 to $4 to $6 billion market cap. So you work out what that makes each token. 2, 3, 4 cents maybe. That's what I think it's going to go for. I certainly don't think it's going to be up there. You know, it's not going to be billions and billions. We're going to have a look at memes now anyway, and then I'm going to bring up the meme coin chart. because I'm just going to show you very quickly where I think it's going to land. Again, I don't know if Catterton is listed on here. Let's go and have a look. How long have I got left? 4 minutes. 4 minutes to get through the 5 meme coins and show you this. Right, now I don't know if Catterton has been listed in here. It doesn't appear to be. Let's have a look. I wonder why Catterton isn't listed. Oh, Jesus, where's it? Catterton market cap. So Catterton is, we'll have to go there because coin market cap crashes my browser. Right, so this is coming in at $162 million. $162 million would put it in meme coin terms somewhere below Ponky. Now, I think Hamster is probably 5 times the size of Catterton. So that would put it at 800 million, which would put it about the value of Brett. Possibly a cent a token, 2 cent a token, something like that, 1.5 cents a token. It'll be somewhere around that figure. So again, you do what you want with your tokens, but if it pumps on Thursday, I'm selling it. And that's what I've done. Catterton pumped and it dumped, and I got out at the beginning, and I'm going to do the same thing, I think, with Hamster. And then if it does absolutely dump, I might buy some more with what I sold, and then hopefully wait for an airdrop. Right then, last article of the day. We've got 3 minutes, 2 minutes left. Unlock massive profits for next month. Top 5 meme coins to double your wealth. Here we go. I love these. You know what? I like, what's it called? Crypto Daily. Not sponsored at all. They do these nice little top 3, top 5. I like them because it's good talking points, and it saves me having to go out and find 6 coins or 3 coins to talk about every stream. So let's have a quick look down here. Now, yeah, okay, let's go through. Cat with hat, no, wouldn't go near that one. Moo the bull, again, no, not going to go that one. Trump, yes, okay. I think the political meme coins are going to do really well between now and November, and you've got 5 or 6 weeks to possibly get a coin, but sell into every pump. That's what I would do. So if this goes up to $4, sell it. $5, sell it. Take your profits along the way, because it's going to go probably down as fast as it goes up. So I would sell. If you want to know why I am saying no to Cat with Hat and no to Mumu, is they are too small for me. Super Trump, again, is I think a very small coin. It's not a hidden gem. It's not likely to go anywhere. So again, I would say no. And again, these types of articles can also, you've got to be careful that they're not sponsored. So Husky Inu has just raised $415,000. I wouldn't be looking at that at all, because that is clearly a sponsored include. So for me, out of these 2, out of these 5, I would only look at Trump. The rest of them I wouldn't touch. But it's not my job. Go and have a look at Super Trump. Maybe that one will do well. But anything that's a pre-sale, anything that says strong pre-sale success, I'd avoid. Conclusion. These coins are going to benefit from increased market interest. Each offers unique appeal. No, it doesn't. Absolutely rubbish. With the momentum of the 2024 bull run, these coins could see substantial gains. Do you mean the 2025 bull run? Because we're not really going to see a 2024 bull run. So again, the only one out of them I would pick is MAGA. And I think there's been some paid inclusions in here. And it's probably not going to tell us up here that they have been paid for. Anyway, that is enough from me. I tried to get the show done for 12 o'clock today, and we are coming in dead on 12 o'clock. Let's make sure everything is above board, which it is. So very quickly then, what did the poll say? Let's have a look. Poll of the day. Do you hold MU? 45% of you do, 55% of you do not. That's not bad. That's not bad. That's just under half holding MU. Again, I've got my top 3 picks for the bull run, meme coin wise. And remember, I'm not a fan of meme coins. Let's just put that out there. But my 3 picks, for those of you that want a meme coin to buy, I'm going to show you what I would buy. And remember, I don't do meme coins, but I'm going to show you anyway because lots of people do. So you've got to remember that you're looking for something that's going to 10x. You're not going to get a 10x out of Dog with Hat, Pepe, Shib and Doge. And if you do, great. But I would be looking down here. Now, funnily enough, they've managed to actually group up here. Popcat, Brett and Mew are my 3 meme coins for the bull run. Look at the market caps: 482 million, 810 and 900 million. If they were to all 10x, that would be 4.8, 8.1 and 9 billion. They would still only just reach Shiba. So this is not an outrageous suggestion. Now, the reason you pick 3 is, for example, Cat in a dog's world could 20x, Brett could 10x, and Popcat could 5x. We cannot tell you what is going to 10x exactly, or 20x, or 50x. We can't do that because we don't have a crystal ball. Some people seem to think that these people who speak on crypto and make videos, they know the answer. They don't. They're giving you a setup where it could potentially go to. So the reason you pick at least 3, maybe you pick 5 meme coins or AI or RWAs, is one of them's going to have an absolute blow off top. One of them could do incredibly well and the other one could do nothing. So by the end of next year, Popcat could be at a $200 million market cap. Brett could be at an $8 billion market cap. Cat in a dog's world could be at a $5 billion market cap. You will have 10x'd on 2 and lost 80% of 1. So if you put $300 in, you would have $2,200 by the end of the bull run. That's a 7x. That's why you pick multiple coins. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. The only coin you could ever do that with is Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is the top dog, the alpha male, the silverback gorilla. Bitcoin is the true crypto, but you can't simply sit on Bitcoin. You're too interested in other projects, whether it be meme coin related or not, and I get that. So for me, I think they're my top 3 for the bull run, and I've cemented that as well. I've thought about it a lot over time. There are other ones. I think Bonk's great. I think Ponke is great. There's loads of other coins that I like, but for me, I think those 3 have got the legs. Anyway, enough of my warbling. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the end of the show. Not bonk at all. I will see you all in the morning. And remember, before I go, one last reminder. This is tomorrow night. Tomorrow, the 25th of September, 7 p.m. Central European Time, 5 p.m. UTC. We are giving away some MU on the night. It is our MU night. We sit in the office on camera. We talk about MU for an hour. We answer your questions. We have a good time. We have a good laugh. And we give away some MU at the end in the giveaway. So I hope you join us tomorrow night. But I am back in the morning at 11. Let's see if we're at 60,000 or at the moon tomorrow, shall we? Thank you, Tariq. Thank you, Kishan. Thank you to everybody that's watched today. Have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow.